All right, good morning, everybody. I trust you guys are doing good. Today is the day one of our trading challenge for the month of February till 3rd of March. My name is Banks, and I have my other representatives here, which is Ore and Tonoa. They'll be taking you through the analysis as I dive in. So I'm going to make it as fast as possible because we did an initial record that's got interrupted. So first off, we're looking at gold. Now we had this high. I was saying it the other time that if we have a high like this, that gets broken, right? Just know that you're going to be having continuation in the buy pattern. That's exactly what happened. We had market break this high. I really broke the high. We had extra push-up momentum. And averagely that push-up momentum was moving like, from what I can see here, was like about barely like almost 400 pips, if not up to 400 pips on that buy momentum. Now, if I want to take a trade, I'll be looking at a complex pullback properly into this higher low region that was formed here. Now, if market should break past it, so if you have a break below the higher low region, that's opportunity for sales. But if you do not get a break below this area, these zones are zones for you to look for possible buys. Now, once I've seen the overall direction on the daily, now I come to the 4 hour time frame, sort of look at possible areas where I can look at an entry. Now, I said before initially that this area that is here now, first of this zone that is here is a support zone, which anybody that takes a buy from here, I'm not holding them for it. Their buys from this area can be valid. Why? Because you have this high region that is here. And bear in mind that that high that got broken is also on the daily time frame. Now, it created this by weak rejection. Now, if you then come back to the 4 hour, it's not far-fetched, right? So you can see that this is a support area, market broke past it now, created a complex pullback, right? And then now it's trying to buy from there. So it's valid, right? But for me, I sort of would just wait for market to push down price further below into this area. Then I can take the buys. And then if I get a break below the higher low area, then that gold is going to sell. So these regions that gold is possible buys. If it pushes down further to 27.51 area, possible buys. But if you have a break below 27.29 area, that's an opportunity for sales all the way down to maybe 26.99 region or 26.70 area. And that's just it. Now that brings us to US oil. But bear in mind, most of the trades that are here, all the trades, all the trades will be sent into our signal room, definitely. All the trades will be sent into our signal room. And then what else? That brings us to US oil. So let's go to US oil. And yeah. So for US oil, we have the daily time frame first off. And oil was saying something that there were reasons why. Oil, please, can you recap the reason you said we had market sales?
Okay, what I was saying is that the markets, immediately markets open, it was reacting to Trump's tariff that he placed on Mexico, Canada, and China. So the moment market opened, that's why you saw those heavy sales on XAU for this morning, and that's why even US oil and some other pairs. I think US 30 dropped about 300 pips, if I'm not mistaken, if not more than that. And I don't know if that's come back up, but then almost every pair reacted. Every pair that was concerned with the USD reacted because of that news and because it's um, it's a very serious one. So, and it's expected that the market is going to react. And I feel like this is just even the beginning because by the time stock market opens fully, which is going to be around 2:30 later today, you see the full reaction of the investors. But for now, we'll just take this one. And in spite of this, I think there's always going to be opportunities in markets. You just have to be more careful and seize the opportunities we have currently.
All right, thank you. So I hope you guys got that nugget. So now you know that there are reasons. Sometimes you can have fundamental bias that basically backs up your POIs. So now, as you can see here, for me, I'm expecting US oil. If I want to take the proper buys and have peace of mind, I'm expecting market to come down to a discounted region, which is where I marked out here, and then I can take the buy. I'm already a US oil person. Then we're going to be trading it. So I expect the market to push down price into this area that is below them, or we'll see how market reacts, like Ore said, during stock market opening, and then that can determine what we'll do tentatively. That brings us to the next pair we're going to be looking at, and that would be US 30. Let's look at US 30 first quickly. Can you see US 30 created this gap down? This is a crazy sell momentum. Now, one thing about gap is that whenever market gaps, yeah, it creates a void that definitely on the long run will get filled up. So it's called balance. So when market creates a gap, it creates an imbalance. Now that imbalance, at some point, you will definitely market needs to come back and come and fill those imbalances. Are you with me? So market needs to come fill up the imbalance area at some point, right? But now we've seen that they created heavy sales, yeah. So what we can then do is we need to come down to a time frame that is lower to be able to mark out possible entries,
Hmm.
right? And that would be first off, let's go down to the daily time frame, weekly time frame, 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour, you can already see on the 4 hour that is here two things, right? So for me, the 4 hour time frame, first of all, I marked out an entry that is lower here. Yeah. But for me, if we have a further break for US 30 below this tiny support region, then you can look at the sell opportunities all the way down. But if we have a break above this high, then looking at the long position is not far-fetched. You get me? So daily, break above this high, continuation of the buys. Break below this particular support area, you can just take a continuation pattern. Now, would you do that? Let me show you. Take continuation pattern by looking at sell opportunities all the way down to this region that is there. So let's say you have a proper break below, say like around here, then you can take the sell continuation pattern all the way down. Because first off, market respects reversal area. If I'm going to be expecting a reversal on US 30, say I'm expecting an area where I'm quite confident that market to buy from, it has to push down price to the discounted area. Then I can say, okay, we have a bit of confidence. But then if you have a break below support areas, you can trade the continuation all the way down if you're good at really, really catching your entries. Now, we move to GJ. I think that's number 3. Um, let's do GU first. All these currencies be so slow. Let's look at daily. All right. Mm. That's a daily time frame. And let's minimize the chart. Let's see where we are here. So for me, unless market changes its bias, I am still banking on GBP USD buys. Except we see a change in bias for the market, I personally still banking on GBP USD buys. Except we see a change. And why is that? First off, if you notice that this buy that happened here was as a result of a continuation pattern of these particular buys. Am I making sense? So this buy momentum that happened here is as a result of the continuation pattern of this particular buys that are here. So for me, if market should still push down price further into this area, I'm still going to go for GBP USD buys and retain my stop loss. Now, bear in mind, this stop loss is a bit too much because this is like 246 pips SL, which is a lot. But the TP that got hit is 1,013 pips. And this is a potential 1 is to roughly 1 is to 5, thereabout. So, but then if you want to take your buys, just know that if market should push down price further into this like 1.21390 region, you can see the GBP USD buys. But then this is daily time frame. So you can then slowly come down to the 4 hour to look at possible reactions, or you come down to 45 minutes and filter your trades, right? But unless we have, by the time you come out to the 45 minutes time, you have a bigger screen, you will be able to see where you can set your SL. You can at least, you can refine your SL, I think, to like 40 pips area. Yes, you should be able to. But then you will know that, okay, on the daily time frame, this is the region that the market reacted from below here. And then unless we have a proper break below these particular zones, for me, it's going to be the buys all the way. Because if you put this thing to the weekly time frame, I want to show you guys something. If you put this to the weekly time frame, you see it clearly there that this is a strong higher low area. Our market being at this higher low area now created a continuation pattern of the buys. If you can see, there was a heavy buy push up. So it's not far-fetched. So unless market pushes down price back to this area again to retest, except we now have a break below this zone, but that will be too far for you to hold. So you can sort of like refine and all. And if you don't want to stress yourself by refining, you join the group. We'll do the refining headache for you. Now let's go to GJ. So now you got what I'm saying. I marked out XEUUSD, possible buy area, XEUUSD, possible sell region. Then I did US oil. I marked out a buy area for US oil. Then we did US 30, marked out two possible POIs for sales and another POI for possible buys, where we talked about support area that if it break below sales, resistance to break above, then you have possible buys. Now that brings us to then I talked about now I'm going to be looking at GBP. I talked about GU, where I said the GUs for GU trade rather, we're looking at possible buys. And I told you the area that you can look at for the buys. So we've talked about XEUUSD, we've talked about US 30, we've talked about US oil, we've talked about GBP US. And the beautiful thing is that all of this was recorded. So you can always go back to watch it. It's be uploaded on YouTube in less than maybe an hour, 2 hours from when we stop. So now that brings us to the last pair, which is GJ. GJ right now, let's look at this for GJ. So let's go. This is the daily time frame. First off, okay. So weekly. Let's go down to the 4 hour time frame. So, all right, what's going to be your bias for GBP JPY? Are you on the call?
Come
I'm not
again?
sure you're on the call. Or,
My network was tripping the other time. Please come again.
So I've already analyzed XEUs. What's going to be your bias for
GBP JPY.
GJ? Exactly. GE might turn out to be a swing position. Exactly.
So for GJ, my analysis for GJ is going to be I'm still expecting it to sell, but it's looking like it's around the buy area from this 4 hour time frame. And knowing GJ from this area that it's around the loan, if it comes down a bit, it can buy 100 pips. But overall, I'm still looking at it selling. I'm looking at it going down more. But we just have to be cautious of this particular area that it's at currently, because from this area, if it goes down a bit, you could see like 100 pips buy. Then from there, sell back. It's going to keep selling. My long-term view on GG is a sell.
Your long-term view of GJ is itself, because if we look at GJ right now, I think you've got a solid point. Because me, I was even looking at something different. But that's why it's very good to always have the rest of your team on board, then you guys can look at it. So now I'm gonna looking at your own bias. For me, first off, your bias is valid because let's look at this quickly, guys. First off, we have an internal structure that was created here, which means this place was broken, showing continuation in sell pattern one. Let me show you what I saw. Then next thing that I saw here is we have a scenario like this where we have the second one, which is the second area that is here, showing continuation in sell pattern. Then we have a third one, which basically created a break of structure here. And bear in mind, all of these things are happening on a 4-hour time frame, which means it's going to be a big deal on the proper lower time frame. So the sales have been visible. But now, when I was looking at the possible buys was because we have this structural low that is here. But bear in mind, except for me, so that I don't gamble my buy opportunities away. This possible area is an area for a buy. I'm not even going to lie. If you guys can see it clearly, that area is an area for a buy because first of all, we even have market push-up price here. Then created this internal structure area. So for me, it's looking like okay, market can come down here. Market can come down here like this, sweep off this particular zone, take the one that is lower here, and then look at GJ buys first, quote and unquote first. So that's the first bias. This one that is here. 1, 2. If we now have a break below this region, then go for the sales. Does that make sense? So that way, always bias is continuous. Do you get what I'm saying? So that way now you have a continuation pattern with E-zone bias. So okay, somebody said yes. Do you get what I'm saying? So that way now, you're not basically looking at, so for instance, so if you're going to do, you have market clear this particular one, let it push down price properly, then you buy from here. Then if you now have a break below that area, just know that will be sell opportunities all the way to the next region. So that will be a break below this zone, a break below this zone. Then if you have a break below that area now, then your take profit will now be at the next relatively equal area, which will now be here. Do you get? And then like this, then you have something like that. So it's not left for you to do what as usual, go and refine. So a break below this zone, sell opportunities. If you don't get a break there, buy opportunities all the way up, and that's just it. So if we talked about XUSD, possible buy region, possible sell, US oil, possible buy areas, US 30, possible sell based off of support, and possible buy based off of support. Then we talked about GBP as a possibility for the buys. And Tomiwa said that he's looking at it being a swing position. Then we talked about GJ, possible continuation of sell pattern. But then, based on what we are seeing here, markets created this strong structural low, which it can buy from. So instead of we selling at just any out area, we'll wait for a break below this zone to sell. If we don't get a break below that zone and market pushes down price here, we buy. And that's just it. So, yeah, one other thing I want to talk about is the psychology part. So it's very, very important that in as much as we have all of your analysis in play, you have a very, very strong mindset towards how you look at the market. I was talking to somebody yesterday. The person was asking me that, how much do I think you can make daily trading? And what about the risks that I told the person, honestly, that there is no business whatsoever on the planet Earth that doesn't have risk. Even life itself is risky. And it was like that, that is so true. And it's the reality of it. Most people don't just reference trading into their day-to-day lives. If you actually do that, you actually realize that it's almost the same. Because there's really little to no difference. Because your day-to-day life, you can have a day that you've planned something, and that plan doesn't go as planned. Even the one that has money involved. For instance, now, they told you that there's a job opportunity somewhere. Now, you spend money on your transport fare. Think about it logically. You spend money on transport fare going to that place. When you get there, they told you that the job opportunity that was supposed to be there is no longer vacant. And let's imagine that your cost of transportation was 20,000 naira. Go and come. Now you go back home, the money that you spent wasted, and then also no job. Do you know that thing happens in anybody's regular day-to-day life? That is the same thing with trading. It's really no different because the money you use for transport to that office is the same money you used in depositing into your trading account. Now, you had high hopes that when you get to that office, they'll give you a job. You had high hopes that when you enter the market, based off of your analysis, you will make money. That day, you didn't make money. The other person that was not even a Forex trader also faced the same thing. His own stop loss got hit because he did not get the job and he wasted transport. You went to the market, you did analysis, it didn't go your way, you didn't make money. It's the same thing. There's really no difference. It is, if you logically sit down and think about it, it is the same. But most people just come into the trading space. I say people will not make money because they don't understand how trading works. They don't. They just want to make money. They are not ready for the psychological impact that comes in making money. It is the same. So imagine when that went to work and he didn't see a job. Now look at you. That is a forex trader that traded that day, and you did not make money to do that. My dear, you also did not achieve anything that day because you also spent money for transport. The only difference that I sat at home and deposited your transport fare, but you went ahead to go out and did not deposit your transport fare. People do businesses and businesses fold. Even you can check Dangote group of companies to at some point record their own down times. That is their own stop loss. So for as long as you are in the entrepreneur phase, or for as long as you're in the entrepreneur space, you would always record days of downtimes and days of people do business that you ask them, have you been able to achieve anything in your business in 2 years? That is not trading. They will tell you, we're just surviving. So if people can be facing that kind of stuff outside of the trading space, it only means one thing, that everybody has their own headaches. So you are not in a, this is not an illegal business, something that has to do with, you don't know it. Once you have the right knowledge and you can understand the psychology that comes with trading, you will stay afloat. It's just a question of time. And you know the craziest part about this whole thing? The same way, let me give you another scenario. The people say, why is it that you people can have the same trade, and you're not making the same money, That's something. Let me give you an instance. Two people can go to school, attend the same class, be in the same level. For instance, maybe you are a 100 level student, or let's say you are a final year student. Both of them can be final year students, attend the same class. Obviously, the person that taught you guys is not different lecturers. It's the same lecturer that taught you for the same course, but nobody will ever have the same result. Why? Because the result is not more of physical, it's more of mental. Same thing that comes with success in trading. I'll give you the analogy in trading now. The analogy in trading is that both of you can have the same trade, same bias, same analysis, but you can never have the same mindset towards holding that trade. One person can have a stronger mind. You know what? I don't care if this thing will hit stop loss. It's either my stop loss or TP. And he holds it and the trade goes into profit. But you, for instance, you are scared. You close the trade halfway. So in the long run, who eventually makes more money is that person that is audacious, is that person that shows up, that doesn't give excuses. Life doesn't favor the most knowledgeable. You can know everything. You can know candlesticks pattern. You still be poor. But understanding the application of knowledge and also your psychology plays a very, 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 very big role. I say to my students every time, I can teach you everything. As I'm very, very proud of one boy here. His name is Chimezi. They can teach you everything and you will not make 10 naira. Why? Because you're scared. You have a bad psychological approach. You are scared money, and scared money makes no money. There is nobody that you've ever recorded that is on Forbes list that got there by being scared. Go and think about it. At least if you want to take some big steps in your life, you need to look at your predecessors. Go and check. It was never recorded that anybody that did anything substantial in life did it with so much fear in their heart. They did it being clueless. They did it scared at the end of the day, but they started something. So I need you to go this new week and be audacious. If you have losses, it happens. It's inevitable. Just think about it, that people that are not even in the forex space that same day recorded a loss. The only difference that is that you traded and they did not trade. But they also traded in life. Because life is also a trade. You're either a buyer or you're a seller. Pick a side. So I pray you go this new week and God continues to help every single one of you. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time again. Bye for now.